So, how are your horrible sleep habits actually impacting the strength of your immune system? Hi, it's Dr. Christina here, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about how sleep and your immune system are actually connected. So, we've all been sick at some point in our lives, and we know that when we aren't feeling well, that sleep is really that magic formula that helps us to feel better. But the reverse is also true. If you're not getting adequate sleep, you're actually reducing the strength of your immune system. So you're doing two things. One, when you're not getting enough quality sleep, meaning you're trying to get the appropriate hours of sleep, but for some reason, either insomnia, you're tossing and turning, you have too much stress, you have bad bedtime habits, or maybe even you have an undiagnosed sleep disorder, or you're just not allowing yourself to get enough quantity of sleep, meaning you're self-imposing these sleep restrictions on yourself. What you're actually doing is destroying the quality of your immune system. So one way in which you're doing that is you're not allowing your immune system to actually help you fight those infections so that you don't get sick in the first place. But secondarily, if you do get sick with chronic sleep deprivation or sleep issues or sleep loss, what you're actually doing is impeding your body's ability to fight those infections when you do get sick. So we kind of have a twofold issue that occurs. And so we've seen these in a number of studies that have been reported. So some of the studies have told us done in shift workers. So shift workers tend to be our most chronically sleep deprived group of individuals. And so what we see in shift workers is whenever they are exposed to an antigen, and an antigen is this bacterial or viral invader. So it's this foreign invader that tries to get into our body to make us ill. Whenever these shift workers were actually exposed to antigens, they actually had an increased incidence of infection because of the sleep deprivation that they had. We also know that people who are chronically sleep deprived, meaning they get less than 7 hours of sleep per night, are more likely to get colds or to develop colds. So that's a virus as well. And we also see that in studies done on patients who had chronic sleep loss or sleep deprivation and vaccinations, that these people who had the vaccines but were also sleep deprived actually did not produce an adequate amount of antibodies to the virus or that they were trying to get vaccinated for. So antibodies are actually the proteins that exists in our blood that attempt to find these antigens or these foreign bacterial or viral invaders that are trying to get into our body and to make us sick. So when we get vaccinations, we're being exposed to these antigens so that we can produce adequate antibodies. And so what happens when we're chronically sleep deprived is we're not actually producing these antibodies so that we can actually find these antigens and fight these infections. So beyond these couple of incidences that we see in certain groups and populations of people that we can't adequately find and fight these infections, when we do get sick, our sleep loss is actually preventing us from fighting that infection. So we know in studies that have been done in our innate or host defense systems as well, that our immune cells, such as NK cells, lymphocytes, and macrophages, get decreased as well when we have chronic sleep loss. So keep in mind, sleep deprivation is anything less than 7 hours of sleep. If you're chronically sleeping less than 7 hours per night, this is considered sleep deprivation. So it's really important to make sure you're getting an adequate quantity of sleep as well as quality of sleep. So what we went ahead and did is we've put together this wonderful e-guide for you that talks about all of these bad bedtime habits or sleep habits that you may actually have that could be actually destroying your immune system because they're not allowing you to get adequate sleep. So go to our website, clevelandtmjsleep.com, and click on free sleep guide. And in the guide, we dive a little bit deeper into the importance and the connectedness between sleep and the immune system, the importance of adequate sleep in strengthening the immune system, and some habits that you have that you could work on to help improve the quality of your sleep, to improve your immune system. So again, go to clevelandtmjsleep.com, click on free sleep guide, and download our free e-guide. So stay healthy, stay happy. And if you have any questions, comment, send me a DM or an email to info@clevelandtmjsleep.com.